Hello everyone, it's me, Traveler Lily, here back with another video here on my channel. Yes, you may be thinking, why am I wearing the same outfit in a different video? Well, I'm actually recording this video in the same day that I recorded, my top, favorite YA, mystery novels, so that's why I'm wearing the same outfit and stuff. So yeah, anyway, this is my top 5 favorite historical fiction novels. About 4 of these are actually based on true events that have taken place, but I considered them historical fiction because some of the stuff may be made up, maybe based on true events. Who knows? I mean, I don't really know the entire details of probably a lot of these, but let's just jump right into it. But first, a disclaimer like always, if you disagree with my list, that's okay. You don't have to agree with me on these books. You can even tell me what some of your favorite novels are in the comments below if you want to see what your favorite books are. So yeah, I guess that's really about it for the disclaimer. So yeah, let's just again dive right into it. The first book I have is The Diary of a Young Girl, obviously Anne Frank. Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl. So yeah, I know there's a lot of controversy about this book on whether or not this diary was made up by her father or whatever, because I know there's a lot of debate going around about that, and I know there's been obviously a lot of arguments about whether or not this was actually written by her and stuff like that. My personal opinion on it is that I do believe it was written by Anne Frank herself, and that her dad didn't write the diary himself. I know he did edit some parts out when he was getting this published and stuff in honor in the memory of his daughters and his wife, who passed away obviously in the Holocaust, which we all know is a very touchy subject for people and stuff. So yeah, I definitely do believe it was written by Anne Frank herself, and that her dad did edit some parts out, he felt like wouldn't be appropriate for an audience that would be reading it. So yeah, I mean, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of backlash from people who probably don't believe in the Holocaust or don't believe that Anne Frank actually wrote it or anything like that and all that. I mean, that's your personal opinion, and if you want to be someone who doesn't believe in the Holocaust or doesn't believe that Anne Frank wrote it, then that's your opinion, and that's what you decide to believe. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying you have to believe that the diary is real or that the Holocaust is real. That's just your opinion and what you believe to be true. Okay, I mean, we all have to remember that everyone's gonna have their own personal opinion, and that not everyone's going to agree with what you say, obviously. So yeah, that's just what I think of it. So yeah, I just think that the diary is obviously real, and that Otto Frank didn't write the diary himself and stuff, and that this book is actually real and all that, and that he did edit some parts out. That's just my personal opinion on it. So yeah. The next book is Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott O'Dale. This one is actually based on a few events of the Lone Woman of St. Nicholas Island. For those who probably don't know, Island of the Blue Dolphins is about this girl named Corona who after supposedly jumping off this ship to go get her brother, after these Russian sailors come and kill most of, like, not like most, but half of the tribe, and after her people sail to go live on a better island, she basically lives alone on the island with her brother for 18 years, but her brother, at the beginning of this novel, dies after being killed by a pack of wild dogs, so that basically ends up making her the sole person, that's what I'm trying to say, of being on this island, and for 18 years, like I said. So for 18 years, she was alone on this island, fending for herself, with no one to talk to, and no one to help her survive. So, that's basically all I can tell you without spoiling the book, and what happens to her at the end. I mean, if you have heard of it, then, I'm sure, you might have thought it might have been interesting, and you might have thought, like myself, how can a person survive alone on an island for 18 years by themselves? And you probably thought it was just interesting to see a book based on real life events of someone surviving alone on an island for many years. So, yeah, overall, I thought this was a good book. I think The Diary of Anne Frank was also a good book as well. And I would highly recommend this one as well for anyone who wants to read it. So yeah, I would definitely recommend reading this and checking this out if you already haven't. The next one is... hang on, guys. I forgot to mention that I did a book review on Island of the Blue Dolphins, like over a year ago. So, I will leave that in the description or in the iCard above for you guys to check out. So, yeah. So, continuing on for what I was about to say, was that, the next book is Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder. This one is also based on true events of Laura Ingalls Wilder's life, while she was growing up in the pioneer days. So I'm sure a lot of you might have heard of this one. Growing up, and you might have heard of the TV show that was based upon this book series as well. I also did a book review on the first two novels of his series, Little House in the Big Woods and Little House on the Prairie. Here on my channel as well. I will link those either in the iCard above or in the description below if you want to check out this one. So yeah. I would definitely recommend this series to anyone who wants to read it. I would definitely recommend Little House in the Big Woods and Island of the Blue Dolphins for anyone who wants to read these to maybe their kids or to a cousin or a little sibling. You know, if you babysit, I would definitely recommend reading the series and Island of the Blue Dolphins to them. So, yeah. Anyway, the next one is Rules of Civility, by Amor Tolls. I listened to this on audiobook when I was probably about in middle school. This one is, probably the only actual historical fiction on this list. All the other ones are based on true events, which I guess you can consider historical fiction, I guess, maybe, but anyway, this one like I said, listened to audiobook years ago, when I was maybe about in middle school, I think. I can't remember how long ago it was. I think I remember reading this in middle school, I think. So, yeah. So, this one, if you don't know, it's about a girl named Kat, who, in the 1930s, meets this, guy, and from there, they kind of just, their adventures and stuff, and other miscellaneous stuff kind of, goes on through this world of the upper New York society. So, yeah. I would definitely recommend to anyone who wants to give this a go, and is really into historical fiction novels like this. So, yeah. I know I sound really vague with that. It's just that I couldn't really figure out how to best describe it without going into more details on what happens. So, forgive me for that. So, anyway, the last book on this list is I Will Always Write Back by Caitlin Alafenka and Martin Ganda with Liz Welsh. I'm not sure if I pronounced Caitlin's last name right. I mean, I might have butchered it, but anyway, this book is about Caitlin and Martin, where they write letters to each other, and it ends up changing their lives, and you get to see them write over the course of several years, and how they met in real life, and how they became best friends over the course of writing these letters to each other, and meeting in real life, which I just love so much. I did a book recommendation on this. I would highly check out my book recommendation for this one if you haven't already checked it out. I will, again, leave it in the description or in the iCard above for you guys to check out. So, yeah, I would definitely check out this if you want to give it a go. Anyway, that's all for this video, I guess. I know most of these weren't exactly historical fiction novels, but I did the best I could, with some of the historical novels that I have read so far. Because I haven't read a lot of historical fiction novels and stuff, so I chose the ones I did read so far that I considered historical fiction. So yeah, I would definitely check out all the books I mentioned, and feel free to let me know what historical books you read, in the comments. So I guess that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So, bye guys!